Hi guys, and welcome to another video. A few weeks ago I did a video about Germany in Eurovision since I started watching it live, and I kind of made some sort of a top with all the songs from back then, and you asked me to do this for more countries, so here it is. Today I'm gonna be doing the same thing for Norway. This video is Norway in Eurovision. Now before I start, I have to tell you I was quite surprised how many Norwegian songs I actually liked. For some reason, in my mind I had this idea that Norway always gets 0 point and they end up very low. The past 15 songs that I've been listening to, like since I started watching Eurovision live, I have to say that I like 12 of them, so that's a pretty good ratio. So please try to get this more like a list than as a top, just because, especially with top 5, it was really hard to make a difference between them. And depending on my mood of that day, that top could change at any point. On number 15, I have Eurovision 2006. To be honest, I don't really remember this song. Watching it now, I quite like the melody and the voice, but the stage presence is a huge minus. Nothing memorable really happens, and even the slow, simple steps, the mini choreography that they have, seems to be done in a very nervous and shy manner. At some point you can even see the backing vocalists looking for their marks on the floor. I'm sorry, but this song is just a pass for me. On number 14, I have Eurovision 2016. This one is definitely not one of my favorites. Although the stage seemed like it had a concept in the beginning of the act, it ended up being pretty much nothing. The song somehow seems to be Frankensteined out of two different songs. First, that has like a cheap club feeling, and then the chorus, which sounds really good, but then it also has like a very weird bridge that is very boring. The voice really did not sound the best. It felt like it was stretched the whole time. Overall, this song was really not for me. Number 13 is Eurovision 2008. Now this is another entry that I didn't really remember by the name, but once they started playing I knew which song it was. The voice sounds very 2000s USA, and even though I like the song, especially on the chorus, I do have to take some points away for the staging. It seemed like that year was just some sort of a lack of imagination. On number 12, I have Eurovision 2007. This song is one of those songs that makes me feel very happy. I like the rhythm, but I've also noticed that for some reason it seems like the dancers are like flirting with each other on stage, which is a very interesting thing to observe. Norway having a song sang in Spanish was also quite a surprise for me, and I like surprises. And this one even had a costume change of the 2000s. Number 11 is Eurovision 2018. I don't know why people didn't like this one. I find it funny and interesting. It was compared quite a lot with Sesame Street, but I've never seen an episode of that show, so for me it was still interesting to watch. I would have to say it was a little bit too much of shabba shabba duba daba in the song. I don't like that really. Was this a much simpler entry than Fairy Tale from 2009? Yes, it was, but I still think that Alexander Rybak did a really good job with this one. His voice was there, his charisma was there, and most importantly, the violin was there. On number 10, I have Eurovision 2010. This song is very well written, I love the melody and I like the lyrics. My issues are mostly regarding Didrik. I'm not saying by any meanings that he's a bad singer, but that day was not his day. Every note seemed to be like on the limit of his capabilities while he was singing in the lower register, but once the song picks up, he's definitely feeling a lot more comfortable. That's really noticeable. My guess is he was really nervous singing in front of his home country crowd, but still it was a very good song. On number 9 I have Eurovision 2011. This one is one of my 2 Norwegian guilty pleasures. I don't really consider this a masterpiece, but her happiness is just infectious. I can't stop singing along. I have also to say that it's pretty obvious that the backing vocalists are saving her in some key points of the song. In the end, this just felt like a party and I loved it. Sometimes I love when the artists are not taking themselves too seriously and they just let go. On number 8 I have Eurovision 2014. This song gives me chills. The lyrics are perfection. The instrumental is simple and effective. I have to say now, the live performance does not have the same level of impact as the studio version, especially in the beginning where Carl seems pretty nervous and he starts a lot softer than he should. I get that there is crescendo that must be achieved in the song, but in the beginning you can barely hear him. The song is very similar in structure with My Heart Is Yours, but this one has a much stronger message. On number 7 I have Eurovision 2005. I love this eccentric performance. The guy is both a very good singer and a pretty good actor. The costumes are very eye-catchy. The song is very easy to memorize. I remind you, this was my very first year watching Eurovision and I can still sing along on this one. On number 6 I have Eurovision 2017. This was my 3rd spot in Eurovision 2017 behind Portugal and Bulgaria. It felt so fresh, it was a free spirit song. I loved the message and the live performance was very good with very creative effects. I always enjoy a pretty good color scheme of magenta with white on a dark background. This whole act was light and cool and I just loved it. On number 5 I have Eurovision 2009. What? This is not number 1? Not really, and I'm gonna tell you why. Rybak is definitely the guy. Good voice, musical, charismatic, cheeky, and a great performer. The act was definitely a show. The story was very easy to understand, and on top of that, the violin. All this together worked very well and I can totally understand why he won. On the other hand, I never really felt the need to go back and listen to the song again. This is more about watching the performance than just listening to the song, and I just cannot rank him above the songs that are my go-to songs. On number 4 I have Eurovision 2019. This is another song that really makes me happy. A great mix of bop and culture, a great stage presence from all 3 of them. The songwriting was on point. The transitions between the parts of the song seems very natural and I'm fairly sure that was a hard thing to achieve. I still remember their reaction when they realized how many points they got from the televote, and that was a very well-deserved result. On the third place, I have Eurovision 2013. Oh my sweet Margaret. In 2013, for me, the fight for the first place was between Norway and Italy, with Belgium coming close to them. And based on how often I still listening to these songs, I Feed You My Love definitely won this contest. A great voice with awesome instrumental, and she owned the stage without doing any flick-flacks. Just her and her white dress. And the part with "You put the knife against my back and you dare me to face the attack," loving it. On the second place, I have my second Norwegian guilty pleasure, Eurovision 2012. This is a bop. This, for me, I just want to dance and sing along. For some reason, I still feel more like locking myself in a room and putting the headphones on so no one can hear what I'm listening to. It's kind of like being in a musical closet, but now it's out. I love this song. And if I would make a rank of all the dancey songs in Eurovision, for me, this one will definitely make top 5. My number 1 is Eurovision 2015. What was my Eurovision rule? If you make me cry, you cannot go outside my top 3. This song just speaks to me. The message is clear and simple. It hits all the right heartstrings every single time. Around this song, I could imagine a book, 2 life stories just reaching this point in the song where you think you're not good enough for the other. They have the perfect chemistry on stage. Very beautiful but still very dark. And Norway really has something with the white dresses. They are picking the best ones every single time. So guys, what did you think about my list? I told you it's not really a ranking because it's very hard for me to actually figure out, especially the top 5. Depending on my mood, I might like one of them more than the others in different days. And if you'd like me to do this again for another country, let me know in the comments which country would you like me to do this for. Also, let me know which one would be your number 1 and your number 15 in this list. Thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this, and please stay safe. See you guys.